Good afternoon and welcome to the Windsor Star's Net News at Noon. I'm Craig Pearson with Don McArthur, bringing you the best from the paper and the web. Officials behind the addiction medicine clinic that opened in a partly residential area of Lincoln Road last week may be looking for a new home today. A neighborhood meeting last night grew heated when residents demanded that the clinic move, and officials said that they would consider it, although they probably would need help from the city or other levels of government.
Okay. Windsor police have one man in custody following a stabbing in the 1000 block of Shepherd Street. The cops say it was a domestic situation, and they actually had to call out the tactical unit, the ESU guys, to make an arrest.
Are you handy with a broom? Well, it happens that April is the Rose City's Spring Clean Sweep Month, and city officials are hoping community-minded people will phone up 311 and pitch in so that perhaps the place looks a little bit better for the next Google pictures.
All right, and speaking of looking better, Craig, you had a sort of a neat front page story today. A lot of chatter all the time about that desolate stretch of Highway 401 where you can't go to the bathroom or get a coffee or a bite to eat for 222 clicks. What's the deal with that now?
Well, they actually announced a pretty amazing renovation project for it. It's $300 million, 20 centers on highways 401 and 400, but 4 of the first 7 will be in this area.
Okay.
And I guess by July they'll have Canadian Tire, fuel, and washrooms. By the fall they'll have some restaurants. But then the second phase, which will come over in the next couple of years, are a bunch of fancy stuff like, I don't know, Brioche Dorée and Eastside Mario's sit-down restaurant.
More of it. The New York fries, though, I saw. I kind of like the New York fries. Cinnabon, too.
Yoga and Fruits. I mean, a whole bunch of different stuff. It's kind of fun. So
essentially a shopping mall, right? Food court.
Food court.
But on the side of the highway.
Yeah.
So a lot of dozy drivers going to be out there.
After the Cinnabon. Alrighty. What do we have? We got all kinds of galleries online for you today. Weather Gallery, Spitfires Gallery, and Blue Rodeo rocking out last night at the WFCU Center.
Yeah, exactly, folks. And speaking of the WFCU Center, and speaking of handy with the broom, the Spits completed the sweep last night. It was a thrilling sort of overtime victory on the road. They came back from a 2-0 deficit to beat up on the Plymouth Whalers 2-0. But interesting there, Taylor Hawley won on the ice, but he lost in the boardroom.
Yeah, apparently he was not rated the number 1 pick in the final rankings that came out. That went to Plymouth's Tyler Seguin, who was kind of without a point or something like that, or not much points during the season. And I guess Coach Bob Bugner was shocked, he said. Yeah,
that's a quote. He said he was shocked. There's a lot of talk about it, and even on TSN and stuff, they were talking about it last night, and we were talking about it, and it's kind of like reading a crystal ball. No one really knows.
Right, it's a guess, right?
It's a guess, and on draft day, he could still go number 1. These are just the scouts putting it together.
Yeah.
All right, folks, we've been talking about it all week. We're excited. Tigers teeing it up today at 1:42 at Augusta. We're going to do a live chat beginning at about 1:30. Lots of stuff to talk about, including his game, the scandals, and something we're going to talk about here in a second, this new commercial. And so come back at 1:42, and you're going to have to because Old State and Stately Augusta, they don't start showing TV coverage of the Masters until 3 o'clock. So that means you're going to have to, we're going to get it by Morse code if we have to, folks, but we're going to let you know online what's going down there in Augusta, so come back for the live block.
But what you just referenced was a new Nike commercial featuring our man in action. And Tiger, it's just a portrait shot of Tiger with the disembodied voice of his late father, speaking about, did you learn anything about it? And it's a pretty somber message. I think it's doing what it's intended to do. In other words, it's getting a lot of people paying attention to the commercial and to Nike, although some people are absolutely outraged by that.
Well, exactly. Yeah, a lot of chatter around the newsroom, around the water cooler today about that commercial. Sort of split along gender lines, it seems, with some women in the newsroom absolutely ferociously hating it, thinking it's disgusting. Sort of taking advantage of his dead father, sort of stomping on his grave, really sort of some despicable stuff. Other people think it's a brilliant stroke of marketing and whatever. I'm kind of on the fence about the whole thing. We have it, by the way, folks, online. You can check it out. We're inviting your comments. It's up there now. Let us know what you think. But I sort of found it kind of creepy, to tell you the truth. And Karen Hall, she's writing a column on it tomorrow, and she doesn't much care for the commercial.
I think as a marketing initiative, it probably is wise. They're going to have so many people talking about it. But now if we just want to discuss the content about it, I wasn't so offended. To me, the words that his late father said seemed to indicate that he would be very much disappointed with Tiger's behavior. And furthermore, hoping at the very least that he learned something from it. Tiger has been suggesting he has, so perhaps it's not that far-fetched.
Anyway, he spent his whole life protecting his little tiger cub too, right? And always wanted the best for him. So maybe in death he takes another bullet for him. I don't know, folks, but make sure you check it out. Come back for the live blog. Congratulations, Spitz. Online and on your porch, we're the Windsor Star.